We've had our Samsung fridge now for about 3.5 years. It's worked pretty well up until now. Just a couple of days ago, it started doing this beeping crazy thing like the doors were open. And then yesterday, it started doing it constantly. It'll beep like 10 times, wait a minute, and then beep another 10 times. I thought about pulling it out in the yard and using my Samsung adjustment tool on it, but I looked at the cost of a new one and decided maybe I should try to fix this one. So you can tell it's that it thinks the door's open. The control panel still works good, but even the lights on the inside aren't coming on anymore. Just like if you do leave the door open for too long, it starts beeping and shuts the lights off. I remember when I moved the doors around when we first got it, there's a little panel here on top that I'm going to pop off. This, I believe it exposes a wire, so I'm thinking maybe the wire is cut inside of here or has come disconnected, so let's check it and see. The panel comes off easy enough. Looks like the wire's still connected, so that must not be it. Let's move on. Once I open the door, I can see the wire there, and well, that's the problem right there. The wire is actually cut right at the hinge. So it should be an easy fix as long as I can find the other end of the wire and there's enough space to splice it together. So this little panel, I guess we'll call it the hinge cover, kind of snaps up a little bit. It should expose the wire into there, and there you go. You can see the wire. It is a little bit of space. It's still going to be tight, but we should be able to get that back together with no problem. Since we were working with electrical systems, let's go ahead and unplug this thing. We're not going to have it unplugged long enough for it to thaw out or anything. Going to go ahead and get the wires ready to get them connected again. We're going to split the wires in half, and we'll identify if there's two sides. There should be a positive and negative side. That way we can get it put back together correctly. We're going to strip off the insulation. I'm going to use some heat shrink tubing. I'm going to put that on. Then I'm going to solder the connections together and then pull the heat shrink tubing over the connection and then use some heat to make it shrink. It is very hard to see the difference in the wire. It actually looks better on camera than it did with me trying to look at it with my naked eye, but you can see one side is kind of black and the other is a little bit gray. So we want to make sure we're connecting the black to the black and the gray to the gray, so it should work good. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to go ahead and take the heat shrink tubing and put on the wires. Kind of have to get them coiled back up to get the individually frayed wires from sticking out and keeping the heat shrink tubing from going on. And once the tubing is in place, we just take some solder. The soldering iron's good and hot, so it melts the solder with no problem, and just get the wires so they got a very good connection back together. All right, now I've got them soldered together, got the heat shrink tubing pulled down over the connections, and get a little heat on them to make it shrink up good. Now I'm just going to put the panel back on that we took off earlier. It just snaps right into place. Now that we've got all of our electrical work done, let's go ahead and plug it back in, and we'll check it out and see how it works. And there's been my helper for the whole time, at least my supervisor. So it's plugged back in, and amazingly, no more beeping, and the light works perfectly. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a great day.